तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः.
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we are in the conversations of October 17, 1882, which are a continuation of October 16. October 16, Narendra and some of his friends had come. Whole day they were there and they spent the night in Sri Ramakrishna's room. And after getting up, they talked about Nanakpanthi sadhus. And Sri Ramakrishna told them, after their Ganges bath, Sri Ramakrishna told them to go and meditate in the Panchavati. And they are gone there. About 10:30, Narendra and his Brahmo friends were meditating in the Panchavati. After a while, Sri Ramakrishna came to them. M2 was present. The master said to the Brahmo devotees, in meditation, one must be absorbed in God. Meditation is actually absorption. Meditation is not just concentration. Concentration is a physical activity, while meditation refers to knowledge and love. And we have discussed this several times, that there is the nature of the reality of which we should be aware. And we should always also be aware which form of the reality we like is suitable for us. Forms, how many types are there? Divine forms, human forms, formless forms. So some form should be there. And there should be relation between us and that form. Because the change has to occur in us. Concentrating on an object, what will it reveal us? It will reveal some inside thing of the object. But our relation with that reality. And because of that relation, there is a pull, there is an attraction. And that makes the mind absorb. That is meditation. Now, in spite of this, mind due to old habits and sanskaras runs here and there, so we have to apply the will and pull it back. Now, this being the process of meditation, in the Brahmo system, they used to meditate for hardly 5 minutes. And so Sri Ramakrishna joked, it is like the monkeys who keep quiet for some time because they want to jump and eat something. So that is not meditation. And now, because Narendra's friend is there, so he has some capacity. And so, the master said to the Brahmo devotees, in meditation, one must be absorbed in God. And that is another point. Meditation is always on God, not on a table or a chair or a part of your body. By merely floating on the surface of the water, mind is compared to a lake. So, surface of the water, can you reach the gems lying at the bottom of the sea? Now, here we notice one more thing. You have to pay attention to that. Gems, plural, he is using. If you dive sufficiently deep and touch the very bottom of the lake, you would meet with Brahman, the God himself, not plural. So, there are some other things there. This we must remember. Again and again, in that song also is talking about gems. So what is meant by gems?
Gyan Bhakti,
Huh?
Gyan Bhakti or other powers, siddhis.
No, it refers to definite spiritual experiences. Definite spiritual experiences.
Okay.
Bhavrajya experiences. He has mentioned that again. Huh? Then he sang. That was his method. Is Ram Prasada's song. Taking the name of Kali, dive deep down our mind. So here Kali is there. Or God is form, name. Name is another thing which is necessary in meditation. Into the heart's fathomless depths, it says. No, actually the depth, fathomless means we normally do not find its bottom. So it is called fathomless depths, where many a precious gem lies hid. Clear? Many? But never believe the bed of the ocean bare of gems. If in the first few dives you fail, with firm resolve and self-control, so you require firm resolve, nishchay, and self-control. The mind and the organs should not get dissipated here and there. Dive deep and make your way to Mother Kali's realm, clearly mentioned here. So he has separated our mundane or our sensuous experience of the world. And beyond that, more depth, there is Kali's sphere. So it is very clear that he is talking of the Bhavarajya. This is Indriya Rajya, that is Bhavarajya. So Mother Kali's realm, down in the ocean depths of heavenly wisdom, heavenly, supersensuous wisdom is there automatically, lie the wondrous pearls of peace of mind. So one pearl he has mentioned, Shanti. On the surface it is not there. There inside you will get Shanti. And you yourself can gather them, again plural. Huh? Pearls of peace. Mukta, it not appear plural. Huh? Shanti Rupa Mukta Phale. Anyway, huh? Pearl of peace, O mind, and you yourself can gather them if you but have. So Ramprasad addresses to his own mind. Dive deep down, O mind, huh? And you yourself can gather them if you but have pure love and follow the scripture's rule. So things necessary to dive deep himself is telling. First he told of resolve, firm resolve, self-control. Now he says pure love. Pure love means you are not loving mother for some ulterior reason. So pure love. And follow the scriptural rule, that is important. Bhavatu nishya dardat urdhvam shastra rakshanam, says Narada. You firmly believe in the scriptures. But while proceeding in sadhana, you should see what the scriptures tell you. Because many times, instead of going straight, you may go aside. So you must know the scriptures also, that point. Huh? Follow the scriptures rule.
What is it? Sentence, Maharaj?
Huh?
Narad that.
Narad Bhakti Sutra, 11th Sutra.
Achha.
And okhane the reference is that Narada has described the ideal bhakti in such a glowing terms that we by mistake feel as if we are realized. So there it is a starting point. And when you enter that experiences, you must follow the scriptures. That is what it is. Bhavatu nishya dardat urdhvam. You have gained full faith, and now you have to follow the scriptures. Within those ocean depths as well, 6 alligators lurk. You remember now. Within that depth. So, in the depth of our mind, because we are going down the lake of the mind. So, not on the surface, deep down, our passions are there. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsar. That is lust, anger, avarice, delusion, pride, and envy. These are the doshas natural to every man. And sometimes they will not show outside or on the surface, but they are there. So we are going deep. When we are going deep, before we get those experiences, spiritual, we will be attacked by these. When the mind goes deep, when we reach the subtle kingdom, they will attack you. Six alligators lurk, lust, anger, and the rest, swimming about in search of prey. They are always wanting to jump upon somebody. Smear yourself with the turmeric of discrimination. So, the crocodiles, alligators, don't touch the body if the smell of turmeric comes. So, you must keep your viveka, discrimination, awake, going deep. It should not be emotional depth. You should have your viveka. Oh, this is Kama. Oh, this is Krodha. You have to recognize and sidetrack them. Smear yourself with the turmeric of discrimination. The very smell of it will shield you from their jaws. Upon the ocean bed lie strewn unnumbered pearls and precious gems. Nor he. The ultimate truth is one. But in relation to that, there are limitless number of spiritual experiences. One he has mentioned Shanti, and he refers to innumerable pearls. So the spiritual merits, as you said, and some specific experiences, all that thing are there. So during meditation, we should expect these and we should get these. Narendra and his friends came down from their seats on the raised platform of the Panchavati and stood near the master. He returned to his room with them. The master continued, when you plunge in the water of the ocean, you may be attacked by alligators, but they won't touch you if your body is smeared with turmeric. There are no doubt 6 alligators, lust, anger, avarice, and so on, within you, in the heart's fathomless depths. But protect yourself with the turmeric of discrimination and renunciation. Along with Viveka, he adds Vairagya. That means Viveka transformed into feeling. Viveka and Vairagya. And they won't touch you. Now another topic is taking. What can you achieve by mere lecturing and scholarship? So the Brahmas were addicted to this. We should preach, we should tell people about it. And for that we should read books, scholarship. Thakur is telling that will not give you anything without discrimination and dispassion. So from all the books you have to gather Vivek and Vairagya. Then lecturing also may be useful. Now he describes what is that. That is his eternal theme. God alone is real and all else is unreal. Straight away. All else is unreal. So the supreme Vedantic discrimination he quotes every time. God alone is substance and all else is non-entity. We could have better anyway. Vastu, avastu. Substance generally is associated with qualities, substance and qualities. But vastu means real something. Avastu means unreal something. So that is discrimination. God alone is the thing, you may say. And all else, non-entity. God himself is the entity, and all else is non-entity. That is discrimination. So this highest Vedantic discrimination he prescribes for everybody again and again. First of all, set up God in the shrine of your heart. Now in relation to lectures. So have some experience of God. First of all, set up God in the shrine of your heart. That means have some experience of God as your reality. And then deliver lectures as much as you like. Because then God will be speaking through you. How will the mere reputation of Brahma profit you if you are not imbued with discrimination and dispassion? It is parallel to Shankar's quotation in Vivek Chudamani. Brahma shabdair na muchyate. Vina aparoksha anubhavam Brahma shabdair na muchyate. Because the Brahmas talk too much of Brahman, so he is telling them, it is the, how will the mere reputation of Brahma profit you if you are not imbued with discrimination and dispassion? It is the empty sound of a conch shell. Now he is going to refer to an incident. So he has introduced this. Empty sound of the conch shell. He tells a story like, there lived in a village a young man named Padmalochan. People used to call him Podo for short. In this village, there was a temple in a very dilapidated condition. It contained no image of God. Ashwatha and other plants sprang up on the ruins of its walls. Bats lived inside, and the floor was covered with dust and the droppings of the bats. The people of the village had stopped visiting the temple. One day after dusk, the villagers heard the sound of a conch shell from the direction of the temple. They thought perhaps someone had installed an image in the shrine and was performing the evening worship. One of them softly opened the door and saw Padmalochan standing in a corner, blowing the conch. In a corner because all was dirty. No image had been set up. The temple hadn't been swept or washed, and filth and dirt lay everywhere. Then he shouted to Podo, "You have set up no image here within the shrine, O fool. Blowing the conch, you simply make confusion worse confounded." When people will think something is there. Day and night, 11 bats scream there incessantly. That is our 10 indriyas and mind. So they are there. There is no use in merely making a noise. If you want to establish the deity in the shrine of your heart, if you want to realize God, so finally he brings to that point. God alone is real, and you have to realize that reality. Then as a help, everything is all right. Discussing about God with others is not bad, if you are clear that you are going to realize God. First of all, purify the mind. In the pure heart, God takes his seat. One cannot bring the holy image into the temple if the droppings of bats are all around. So purify the mind. The 11 bats are our 11 organs, 5 of action, 5 of perception, and the mind. First of all, invoke the deity. Have some experience established there, your faith in God at least, and then give lectures in your heart's content. First of all, dive deep, plunge to the bottom, and gather up the gems. So he has referred again himself to the gems. Then you may do other things, but nobody wants to plunge. People are without spiritual discipline and prayer, without renunciation and dispassion. They learn a few words and immediately start to deliver lectures. Words from the scriptures. It is difficult to teach others. Only if a man gets a command from God, after realizing him, is he entitled to reach. So you will understand within that God has asked him to do this work. Thus conversing, the master came to the west end of the veranda. M stood by his side. Sri Ramakrishna had repeated again and again that God cannot be realized without discrimination and renunciation. This made M extremely worried. He is talking to the Brahma, but a man sincere finds it introspectively. He had married and was then a young man of 28, educated in college in the Western way. Having a sense of duty, he asked himself, do discrimination and dispassion mean giving up woman and God? Because in discrimination you will find it. He was really at a loss to know what to do. Master is specifically talking to young people. But the teachings are universal and they touched him. He asked M to the master, what should one do if one's wife says, you are neglecting me, I shall commit suicide? Master in a serious tone, because he is still concentrated upon the youngsters. And in general, if the wife so much obstructs you, then let her go. In a serious tone, give up such a wife if she proves an obstacle in the way of spiritual life. Straight. Let her commit suicide or anything else she likes. The wife that hampers her husband's spiritual life is an ungodly wife.
Avidya.
Huh?
Avidya Sri. Avidya.
Huh? Here Avidya is there.
Avidya Sri.
Normally it talks of Avidya. Here he says ungodly. Huh? She Avidya Sri. So I know that against God. He has not yet found the translation for that Avidya. Immersed in deep thought, M stood leaning against the wall. Narendra and other devotees remained silent a few minutes. They also became introspective. The master exchanged several words with them. M is not attending them. Then suddenly going to him, he whispered in his ear, "But if a man has sincere love for God, then all come under his control." The king, wicked persons and his wife. So if you have this attitude, then they will come under you. If you give importance to them, they will kill you. King, wicked persons and his wife. Sincere love of God on the husband's part may eventually help the wife to lead a spiritual life, particularly for M and in general for householders. If the husband is good, then through the grace of God, the wife may also follow his example. This had a most soothing effect on M's worried mind. All the while he had been thinking, let her commit suicide, what can I do? But that was producing tension in him. M to the master, this world is a terrible place indeed. He has experienced that. Master to the devotees in general. That is the reason Chaitanya said to his companion Nityananda, listen brother, there is no hope of salvation for the worldly minded. Worldly minded? Bengali?
Samsari Jeev. Samsari Jeev.
संसारी जीवेर कभू गति नहीं. English given the spirit. It does not denounce householders as in general, worldly minded. On another occasion, the master had said to him privately, yes, there is an hope. There is no hope for a worldly man if he is not sincerely devoted to God. So further clarification he mentions here for the readers. But he has nothing to fear if he remains in the world after realizing God. Nor need a man have any fear whatever of the world if he attains sincere devotion by practicing spiritual discipline now and then in solitude. 2 steps. If he has realized God, then no problem. Even if he has not realized God, but has sincere devotion for him, that by practicing in solitude, then he can remain in the world and go on practicing. Chaitanya had several householders among his devotees, but they were householders in name only, for they lived unattached to the world. So, householders all right, but not with attachment. It was noon, the worship was over, and food offerings had been made in the temple. The doors of the temple were shut. That means closed for the afternoon. Sri Ramakrishna sat down for his meal, and Narendra and the other devotees partook of the food offerings from the temple. Here, how we feel these two separate, na? Thakur is eating something, they are eating something. ठाकुर श्री रामकृष्ण आहारे बसिलेन नरेंद्रादि भक्तगण आजो ठाकुरेर संगे काछे प्रसाद पाइलेन. So it shows more affinity than in the English. Sri Ramakrishna sat down for his meal and Narendra and the other devotees partook of the food offering from the temple. With him is not mentioned. Ajo ठाकुरेर काछे प्रसाद पाइलेन. Okay? So 1.5 days, almost we are heard. Now we shift to Sunday, October 22, 1882. It was the day of Vijaya, the last day of the celebration of the worship of Durga. These non-Hindus or North Indians have to understand. The thinking is like this. Durga or Parvati, both have the same meaning. Durga means a fort. Durga means born on a hill. Parvati means born of a Parvat, or the daughter of the king of mountains. So this Durga has married Shiva. And so she has gone to live with him in Kailash. But that father of Durga, a son is born, Ganesha. So the father of Durga goes and brings Ganesha. So Durga also comes to her mother's place for us, to the earth where we live. From her heavenly abode, Durga is coming to the earth where we live. And so there is rejoicing and rejoicing and rejoicing. Shashti, 6th day of the lunar month, she comes. She is worshipped on 7th, 8th and 9th, and on Vijaya Dashami. Dashami is 10th of the lunar month. And it is called Vijaya. That is due to another incident. That is, Rama killed Ravana on Vijaya.
On Vijaya? Or
Vijaya Dashami.
Isn't it on injunction, the conjunction of 8th and 9th, Ashtami and Navami, Sandhi the time?
That is Durga connected with, not Rama. Rama did not kill on any Sandhi, not at all. In the open war. You have not seen the Hindi saddles? That they make a Ravana out of firecrackers and then Rama shoots an arrow and all that bursts. Right. So that is on Dashami. So victory, Vijaya is victory. But this Dashami is called Vijaya Dashami. Last day of the celebration of the worship of Durga, when the clay image is immersed in the water of a lake or river. That is the final thing.
On Vijayadashami, Ram returned to Ayodhya.
On Diwali.
Oh, on Diwali.
Kill the Ravana on Dashami. About 9 o'clock in the morning, M was seated on the floor of the master's room at Dakshineshwar near Sri Ramakrishna, who was reclining on the small coach. Rakhal was then living with the master, and Narendra and Bhavanath visited him frequently. Well, known already, Narendra and Bhavanath. Baburam had seen him only once or twice. Later on, he became a Swami and Thakur's constant attendant, Swami Premananda. Thakur begged him from his mother. And she put a condition, Anyway, that none of my sons should die in my presence. Master, did you have any holiday during the Durga Puja? He is asking M, huh? Normally it is holiday. M, yes sir. I went to Keshav's house every day for the first 3 days of the worship. Because some celebrations must have been there. Master, is that so? M, I heard there a very interesting interpretation of the Durga Puja. They would do like that. Master, please tell me all about it. M, Keshav Sen held daily morning prayers in his house, lasting till 10 or 11. During these prayers, he gave the inner meaning of the Durga Puja. He said that if anyone could realize the Divine Mother, that is to say, could install Mother Durga in the shrine of his heart, then Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kartika and Ganesh would come there of themselves. Now in the Durga Puja, Durga is accompanied by these four. So that Keshav said they will come automatically. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom, Kartika, the commander-in-chief of God's army, Ganesha, the god of wisdom and success. Footnote is given according to Hindu mythology, Lakshmi and Saraswati are the daughters and Kartika and Ganesh the sons of Durga. Associated with the image of Durga, they occupy positions on both sides of the Divine Mother. Lakshmi means wealth, Saraswati knowledge. So he says all that will come. Kartika strength and Ganesha success. By realizing the Divine Mother within one's heart, one gets all these without any effort whatever. Sri Ramakrishna listened to the description, questioning him now and then about the prayers conducted by Keshav. At last he said to him, don't go hither and thither. He heard everything, but don't distract your mind by this type of interpretation. Come here alone. It is not dogmatism, it is not possessiveness. But if he is after the truth, his mind should not be disturbed by intellectual interpretations. Those who belong to the inner circle of my devotees will come here only here, inner circle. Boys like Narendra, Bhavanath and Rakhal are my very intimate disciples. They are not to be thought lightly of. Feed them one day. What do you think of Narendra? M. I think very highly of him, sir. Master, haven't you observed his many virtues? So critically you have to appreciate a man, not just he is fine. He is not only well versed in music, vocal and instrumental, but he is also very learned. Besides, he has controlled his passions and declares he will lead a celibate life. What is the joining word in Bengali? I want to know. গাইতে বাজাতে বিদ্যায় আবার জিতে আবার ইলিবার. That is always Thakur's praise for Narendranath, you must understand. The more talent a man has, the more chance of his going astray due to ego. And if he has no talents, he is a useless person. So Narendra has several talent, and yet, you understand this?
Mhm.
That is how Thakur is preaching. And yet he is Jitendriya.
Mhm.
That means for a man with talents, he loses control over his indriyas. Normally.
Mhm.
But Narendra has many qualities and yet Jitendriya. Plus, and declares he will lead a celibate life. He does not want to fritter away his energies at all. He has been devoted to God since his very boyhood. This Thakur has noticed. How are you getting along with your meditation nowadays? What aspect of God appeals to your mind, with form or without form? He had asked on the second day. Now he's asking again. Because during these days, what has happened? M. Sir, now I can't fix my mind on God with form because that modern education has spoiled that. On the other hand, I can't concentrate steadily on God without form because it is normally very difficult. Master, now you see that the mind cannot be fixed all of a sudden on the formless aspect of God. It is wise to think of God with form during the primary stages. Because you like some form, you concentrate, meditate, the love will develop, concentration will develop, then you can go to formless. M. Now that problem comes out. Huh? Do you mean to suggest that one should meditate on clay images? Master, why clay? This was the same reply he had given on the first day. These images are the embodiments of consciousness. Same thing on the first day. But there Ahmed commented and I could not understand. So even up till now he has not understood this. Though he is following Sri Ramakrishna for so many days. Here something is there more. Okay. Same reply is there, na? Kano Chinmayi Murti. Why clay? Second time, huh? No, first time is coming here, huh? Why clay? These images are the embodiment of consciousness. M. Even so, one must think of hands, feet, and the other parts of the body. So, images, clay images means he means this form. He cannot understand they represent consciousness. But again, I realize that the mind cannot be concentrated unless one meditates. In the beginning, no God with form. You have told me so. Well, God can easily assume different forms. May one meditate on the form of one's own mother? Because the problem is easy attachment. So if one loves one's mother, then because instead of clay image, a human image, living, where we see consciousness. Master, yes, the mother should be adored. She is indeed an embodiment of Brahman. Straight away he has connected there. Brahmamayi Swarupa. M sat in silence. He is trying to think of this. After a few minutes, he asked the master, what does one feel while thinking of God without form? So, he says that Thakur can do everything. So, he is asking, isn't it possible to describe it? After some reflection, the master said, do you know what it is like? He remained silent a moment and then said a few words to him about one's experiences at the time of the vision of God without form. So he has not printed them. Very personal. Master, you see, one must practice spiritual discipline to understand this correctly. You want to understand and requires spiritual practices. Suppose there are treasures in a room. If you want to see them and lay hold of them, you must take the trouble to get the key and unlock the door. After that, you must take the treasures out. But suppose the room is locked and standing outside the door, you say to yourself, here I have opened the door, here I have broken the lock of the chest, here I have taken out the treasure. Such brooding near the door will not enable you to achieve anything. So actual experience you have to gain. You must practice discipline. The jnanis think of God without form. That is their tendency. They don't accept the divine incarnation, that God takes incarnation itself they don't like. Praising Sri Krishna, Arjuna said, thou art Brahman absolute. Sri Krishna replied, follow me and you will know whether or not I am Brahman absolute. So saying, Sri Krishna led Arjuna to a certain place and asked him what he saw there. I see a huge tree, said Arjuna, and on it I noticed fruits hanging like clusters of blackberries. Then Krishna said to Arjuna, come nearer and you will find that these are not clusters of blackberries, but clusters of innumerable Krishnas like me. So this is the wonderful teaching of Krishna as quoted by Thakur. He is not making him attached on him as a person. And is telling in the Nirgun Brahma, innumerable Sagun Brahmas will come and go. So Supreme is Nirgun. In other words, divine incarnations without number appear and disappear on the tree of the Absolute Brahma. So Thakur's vision is not one Mother Kali. Kabir Das was strongly inclined to the formless God. At the mention of Krishna's name, he would say, why should I worship him? The gopis would clap their hands while he performed a monkey dance with a smile. But I accept God with form when I am in the company of people who believe in that ideal, and I also agree with those who believe in the formless God. So Thakur has infinite characteristics. M smiling. You are as infinite as he of whom we have been talking. Truly no one can fathom your depth. Master, smiling. I see you have found it out. Let me tell you one thing. One should follow various paths. One should practice each creed for a time. In a game of Shatranj, a piece can't reach the center square until it completes the circle. But once in the square, it can't be overtaken by any other piece. So this explains through the game of dice, that you have to move here and there and then come to the center. So you must understand and have a little experience of the different types of worshipping God. Then you will yourself understand which is your path. Eternally, he does not ask us to travel like that. And that is true, sir. Master, there are two classes of yogis, the Bahudakas and the Kutichakas. English we is used. The non-Bengalis find it very difficult to understand. In Bengali language, the semi-vowel or the letter V is not there. V is represented in English by both V and W. But Bengalis pronounce V as B. B is written in all other languages as BH. There has to be a Mahaprana. My friend's name, Vita Bhayananda. Bengalis call it Vita Bhayananda. So you understand? V, it is not Vahudakas, please. In other languages, W is pure V and V is V plus H. Vahudakas and the Kutichakas. It is Bahu Udakas. Bahu means many, Udaka means water. Clear? This Vahudakas. Again, the Vahudakas, we must change it to BH. The Bahudakas roam about visiting various holy places and have not yet found peace of mind. But the Kutichakas, having visited all the sacred places, have quietened their minds. So, similar to see all the sampradayas and settle in one. Feeling serene and peaceful, they settle down in one place and no longer move about. In that one place, they are happy. They don't feel the need of going to any sacred place. If one of them ever visits a place of pilgrimage, it is only for the purpose of new inspiration. So in a place of pilgrimage, we get a new inspiration. Not that we are going to a new sect. I had to practice each religion for a time. That was a different thing. He completed the practice very soon. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, you mind that Sikhs are never mentioned. Because Sikh is not taken as a different religion at all. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. Furthermore, I followed the path within Hinduism. Shaktas, Vaishnavas, no, V is for Vaishnav, not Vaishnav. Because what will you use? And Vedantist, here also V is V. Because in the Sanskrit, the word V is there. And the Bengalis have to use that. So, there they use like that. I followed the paths of Shaktas, Vaishnavas and Vedantists. I realized that there is only one God towards whom all are traveling, but the paths are different. Thakur has found out by actual practicing. While visiting the holy places, I would sometimes suffer great agony. That he remembers. That they talk of worldly things there also. Once I went with Mathur to Raja Babu's drawing room in Banaras. I found that they talked there only of worldly matters, money, real estate, and the like. At this I burst into tears. I said to the Divine Mother, weeping, Mother, where hast thou brought me? I was much better off at Dakshineshwar. So you find this repeated. In Allahabad, what is Allahabad? The Indian name is Prayag or Tirtharaj Prayag. What is Prayag? It is a technical name. Wherever Ganges and one tributary meet, it is called Prayag. In Himalayas, there are Panchaprayagas. Here Ganges meets Yamuna. So it is Prayag. And the Muslims made Allah Abad. Abad means we are filled with people. In the name of Allah, people are living here. That is the meaning of Allahabad. In Allahabad, I noticed the same thing that I saw elsewhere, the same pond, the same grass, the same trees, the same tamarind leaves, but means the other side is very much there. If you see by outside eyes, you will see this only. But one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. I accompanied Mathur Babu to Vrindavan. Here also, Vrindavan, some people pronounce it as Brindavan.
No, one line between
Vrindavan.
knowledge. One line.
One line missed. Same tamarind leaves. But one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. I accompanied Mathur Babu to Vrindavan. Here missing.
Bengali has written one.
Here. আচ্ছা আচ্ছা মথুর বাবুর বাড়ির মেয়েরাও ছিল হৃদয়ও ছিল
No, before that the last line of previous paragraph
সে তেঁতুল পাতা কেবল আচ্ছা এটাকে যাবো না কেবল তফাৎ পশ্চিমী লোকের ভুষির মতো বাহিয়ে ঠাকুর মনের হাসি not matter But one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. I accompanied Mathur Babu to Vrindavan. Hriday and the ladies of Mathur's family were in our party. No sooner did I see the Kaliya Daman Ghat than a divine emotion surged up within me. I was completely overwhelmed. Hriday used to bathe me there as if I were a small child. This we shall take on the next one, because we have to describe what are these things. Om Tava Kathāmritam Takta Jivanam Kavivireditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadaatatam Bhuvi Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.